Last year, I called the S22 Ultra an imposter, but this year, I'm calling the S23 Ultra phone of the year. Now, I'll say phone of the year so far, but for me, to be this confident to say now says a lot about the standard the S23 Ultra has set and also what it's going to take to actually beat it. Take it from me when I say that it's not about what's on the outside, but what's on the inside that counts. And it couldn't be more true when it comes to the S23 Ultra when starting with the design and build quality. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but for sure as hell, refine it to the core. And let me tell you, what Samsung have done here is a masterclass in refinement. At first glance, it looks like they've done nothing compared to the S22 Ultra, which, you know what, look, fair enough, it's easy to think that way, but it's not until you look closer and more importantly, when you pick up and hold the phone is when you really start to feel the changes. Look, the sides and the metal frame, although still using a glossy finish, which I really wish they used the satin matte finish of the old Note 20 Ultra with the Mystic Bronze color, the sides are much flatter than before and really make the phone so much better and easier to hold because it's not the flat and sharp variety. There's still enough of a curve that tapers off that makes it so much easier to hold. The S23 Ultra is actually a bigger phone than the iPhone 14 Pro Max in terms of width, height, thickness, and yet it's still much easier to hold and handle and weighs a little less by 6 grams at 234 grams. And with what feels like much better weight distribution. Samsung are just the masters of making a really big phone feel manageable and easy to use on a day-to-day basis. Backed with using the latest Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2 for the front and back glass, and with that nice matte finish, the more refined look of the cameras, which has really grown on me, the built-in S Pen, which although it's still located on the left side, is still a great benefit, especially if you're coming from the S21 Ultra. I do wish the button placements were lower, especially for the volume rocker, and considering glass is still glass, from scratches to drops, putting a case on the S23 Ultra still makes sense. Away from that, this is a masterclass of refinement in build quality and design. Speaking of cases, I definitely recommend putting a case on the Galaxy S23 Ultra, and my choice would be Casetify with their impact cases lineup for the Galaxy S23 Ultra. The innovation when it comes to the impact cases is really down to Casetify's EcoShock impact absorption tech that comes with a protection layer for the Galaxy S23 Ultra cases, allowing protection from drops up to 8.2 feet, which is impressive. As one of the world's most popular tech accessories brands known for their protective phone cases, Casetify do not mess about when it comes to testing their cases, passing 4 times military standards by drop testing 100+ times over. From the endless designs and multiple ways to customize your cases, allowing for a unique design that fits your style, a raised bezel protection for the camera and screen, support for wireless charging, and most importantly, why I recommend and rock with Casetify is the use of plant-based materials and their cases using 65% recycled materials for more eco-friendly production and final product output for their impact cases. Casetify takes things further with great additional accessories like their phone straps, which are easy to install and easy to use and allow for more flexibility and a hands-free convenience and experience. Use my special link in the description below for 15% off your impact cases for the Galaxy S23 Ultra, and thank you to Casetify for supporting this video. The display experience is another area where things look and pretty much feel the same, with Samsung sticking to a 6.8-inch dynamic AMOLED 2X panel with a QHD Plus resolution with a specific resolution of 3888 by 1440p, the same low latency 2.8 millisecond Bluetooth supported S Pen, and the same 1750 nits max brightness with a more refined vision booster. Would it have been nice if Samsung actually matched the same 2000 nits brightness of the iPhone 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max? Look, I guess so. But consider that S23 Ultra is pushing 4.44 million pixels compared to 3.6 million pixels of the iPhone 14 Pro Max. The S23 Ultra's display is sharper, more dense, while being larger and having S Pen support. I know for sure, for me personally, the S23 Ultra takes the win for the display. That part is all great and all when it comes to the specs, but the best has got to be how much flatter the display feels. And right now, I'm just ready for Samsung to do flat all the way like what they have on the S23 Plus. But if they choose not to, this is the best middle ground of a curved to a flat display experience. Can I just tell you how happy I am for us to finally be getting a Snapdragon experience for the Galaxy S23 series in all regions, thanks to the special Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 mobile platform built for Galaxy System on a Chip SoC. And if I speak for myself, my first S series phone was the Galaxy S2 back in 2011 when I was just finishing university, and the last Galaxy S series powered by Snapdragon we've used in the UK and Europe was the Snapdragon 600 with the Galaxy S4 on a 28nm process. Yeah, you know what, I know I'm taking you back a little bit, but this is to tell you how long of a way we've come to get here finally to have Snapdragon again on all the models in all the regions. And trust me, the difference in performance and especially efficiency is noticeable. Backed with my model using 12GB of RAM and 256GB of storage, the performance has been excellent. And even with the light gaming I've done and how I use it day to day with the software, there has been no slowdown at all. All I can say is in this life, fear Exynos and respect Snapdragon, because the Galaxy S23 Ultra is the best performing Galaxy phone I've ever experienced. And hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, then make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're part of Team TLS, the Tech Lover Squad, so you don't miss any future videos on the channel. But out of the way, let's continue with the review. For everything that may feel the same or just a refinement when it comes to the Galaxy S23 Ultra, the camera system is not one of them, because this has got to be the most ambitious move Samsung have made since the Galaxy S20 Ultra. If you didn't know, out of the 5 cameras on this phone, including the selfie, the main camera is now using their new 200MP HP2 sensor with a new 12MP selfie. The 12MP ultra wide has been refined for better close focusing, and the 3x and 10x 10MP zooms are relatively the same as before. Now, at the time of this recording, I've done 3 individual in-depth camera comparisons against the iPhone 14 Pro Max, the Pixel 7 Pro, and the previous Galaxy S22 Ultra powered by the Exynos 2200. So definitely get your popcorn, sit back for all the details on the Galaxy S23 Ultra's camera. In short, the biggest improvements are definitely most noticeable in videos, including video stabilization, low light photos, and low light videos. The new sensor produces great details, whether in the 16:1 pixel bin mode, which does shoot and produce 12MP images, and the flexibility of how good the zoom is on this camera, with an improved close focusing when using macro mode. Samsung yet again have done it and locked it in as pretty much producing the most versatile camera that you can find on a flagship phone. I do love also the fact that you can shoot 50 and 200MP JPEGs without the need of shooting RAW. But be warned, these images are larger and take even longer to process. And speaking of processing speed, yes, shutter lag is still there, which is almost the nature of the beast that comes with these high megapixel sensors Samsung uses. I would recommend downloading the Camera Assistant extension from the Galaxy App Store, which, once installed, shows up as a built-in option in the camera settings. There, you can enable the quick tap shutter option, and then within the capture speed section, you have options there to speed things up when it comes to the shutter lag being reduced. This might take a slight hit to quality, but you know what, it's all relative to the options that you select. For me, the camera experience has been great. Not perfect, but any fear I had of things repeating itself like the S20 Ultra is not there anymore. And with the software refinements and updates giving room for better things to come, the S23 Ultra is just a win when it comes to the camera. When it comes to the software experience, who would have thought a mere 0.1 update to the software from One UI 5.0 to One UI 5.1, which is still based on Android 13, would make such a huge difference to the overall software experience. I actually did a full software experience and breakdown of One UI 5.1 over at Sam Mobile, so definitely go check that out. But in short, Samsung have actually fixed the smoothness and consistency of One UI animations. Now remember, animation speed and overall speed was never an issue, but One UI was never on the smoothness level of iPhones and Pixel devices, but now it is. Talk about a full 180. And it just shows how much Samsung cares about the software experience for the end user. And in fact, One UI 5.1 has started rolling out to other devices, even going as far back as the Note 20 Ultra. Now, multitasking is more streamlined, faster and easier to access, DeX multitasking has improved. Multi-control, if you have a Galaxy Book laptop, is cool. One UI 5.1 is not only stacked, but damn, it's as refined and smooth as the competition. The only thing needed now is less pre-installed apps and a visual overhaul, because I do miss the visual look of my Pixel device. And also, with 4th generation upgrades of software to Android 17, Samsung right now are killing it when it comes to software experience. The battery life experience of the Galaxy S23 Ultra is legit the definition of saving the best and the biggest surprise until last, because it's so good. It's actually making me suffer from Stockholm syndrome. I'm legit not used to how good it is, because considering I'm using it with QHD+, 120Hz, 5G active, power profile set in standard, and auto brightness active, I'm regularly averaging 7 to 8 hours of screen on time with 30 to 40% battery left at the end of a full 12 to 15 hour day is insane. One night, I slept with 30% battery after 7 hours of screen on time. I accidentally left YouTube playing, only to wake up and see that the phone hadn't died and averaged 13 hours of screen on time. Compared to the S22 Ultra with Exynos and even Snapdragon, this kind of battery life improvement is beyond what feels like a generational leap, where I'm legit struggling to get used to how good it is. Yes, 45-watt wire charging is still here and can charge the full from 0 in as fast as 58 minutes with super fast charging 2.0 active with a supported 5A cable. I think Samsung needs to consider 65-watt charging and faster wireless charging at 25 watts, allowing the 5,000 mAh battery to charge in around 40 to 45 minutes. I disagree with anyone saying that we need 80 to 100 watts, because that is excessive and not needed, but 65 watts, definitely so. Super fast charging 3.0, anyone? Yes, please. You can fight me in the comments, because I'm not taking it back when I say that the Galaxy S23 Ultra is the phone of the year so far. And come the final release of phones in the holiday season of this year, if there is no phone that beats the S23 Ultra, then I'm taking the so far off this title of the video and the thumbnail.